Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we will delve into a fascinating question. Why do humans have consciousness? This question touches on multiple disciplines, including neuroscience, philosophy, psychology, and evolutionary biology. Let's explore the mystery of consciousness together. Part 1. Definition and manifestation of consciousness. We will first define what consciousness is, including self-awareness, emotional experience, subjective perception, and states of consciousness. We will discuss how consciousness manifests in our daily lives, for instance, how we experience pain, pleasure, or memories. An in-depth analysis of the definition and manifestation of consciousness requires exploration from various aspects, including the basic characteristics of consciousness, its manifestation in daily life, and the distinction from unconscious states. Basic characteristics of consciousness. Consciousness is typically defined as the individual's ability to perceive, experience, and cognize themselves and the external world. This includes the perception of sensory information, self-awareness of thought content, and introspection of emotions and feelings. Consciousness has continuity and unity. An individual can continuously experience a stream of consciousness over time, centered around the unified self. Manifestation of consciousness in daily life. In everyday life, consciousness manifests as people's perception of their environment, reflection on their thoughts, and awareness of their emotional states. For example, we can experience joy and sadness and think about past memories or future plans. Consciousness also manifests in self-control and willpower. Individuals can decide their behavior through consciousness, making choices and judgments. Distinction between conscious and unconscious states. Conscious states are different from unconscious states such as the subconscious, unconscious, or sleep states. In unconscious states, individuals may not be able to perceive their environment or reflect on their thoughts. In certain situations, such as dreams or automated behaviors like the autopilot mode while driving, consciousness and unconscious states may overlap or blur. Levels and depth of consciousness. Consciousness has different levels and depths. In a wakeful state, consciousness is most clear. In sleep, coma, or under certain drug influences, consciousness can become vague or completely lost. An in-depth analysis of consciousness also involves exploring the depth of consciousness, that is, the complexity of conscious content and an individual's ability to control it. An in-depth analysis of the definition and manifestation of consciousness helps us better understand the complexity of the human mind and the important role of consciousness in daily life. Consciousness is not only the foundation of human cognition and perception, but also the core of our self-identity and autonomous decision-making. Part 2. Neuroscience perspective. Delving into how the brain generates consciousness, we focus on brain regions related to consciousness, such as the prefrontal cortex and parietal lobes. We analyze how neuronal activity, brain networks, and chemicals interact to produce our conscious experience. From the perspective of neuroscience, an in-depth analysis of consciousness involves brain structures, neuronal activity, brain networks, and how they work together to generate conscious experience. Brain structure and consciousness. Neuroscientists study the relationship between specific brain regions and consciousness. For example, the prefrontal cortex and parietal lobes are believed to play key roles in self-awareness and higher cognitive functions. Other areas, such as the temporal parietal junction (TPJ) and brainstem, are also considered crucial for maintaining states of consciousness, neuronal activity, and conscious experience. Conscious experiences are closely linked to the activity of specific neural networks in the brain. Researchers focus on neural circuits and patterns active during conscious experiences. Neuroscience attempts to reveal how neurons interact through electrical and chemical signals to produce complex conscious experiences. Coordination and integration in brain networks. Consciousness is thought to be the result of high coordination and integration across different brain region networks. The global workspace theory is one theory that describes this phenomenon, suggesting consciousness arises from the collaboration of different areas in the brain. The integrated information theory proposes that consciousness results from highly integrated information that cannot be simply decomposed, methods and challenges in neuroscience. Neuroscientists use various techniques to study consciousness, including functional magnetic resonance imaging fMRI, electroencephalography, EEG, and near-infrared spectroscopy. A major challenge is linking objective neural activity with subjective conscious experiences. This involves the mind-body problem, the relationship between mental experiences and brain physical processes. Study of consciousness loss and recovery. Research on the loss, such as in coma or under anesthesia, and recovery of consciousness can provide important clues about the mechanisms of consciousness. Neuroscience seeks to understand the changes in brain activity in these states and how these changes affect the emergence and disappearance of consciousness. Neuroscientific research on consciousness is continually deepening, helping us better understand how the brain generates conscious experiences. Progress in this field is not only significant for science, but also profoundly influences other disciplines such as philosophy and medicine. Part 3. Evolutionary Explanation. We will explore the role of consciousness in human evolution, including how consciousness helped our ancestors better adapt to their environment, socialize, and solve problems. We will analyze the importance of consciousness for human adaptability and survival from an evolutionary perspective. An in-depth analysis of consciousness involves how consciousness evolved in humans and other organisms, and how this ability helps species adapt to their environment and enhance their chances of survival. Evolutionary origins of consciousness. Evolutionary theory suggests that consciousness may be an adaptive trait that gradually developed over the course of biological evolution. Consciousness enables organisms to more effectively perceive their environment, make decisions, and respond to external changes. Consciousness likely originated from basic sensory perception abilities. As evolution progressed, these abilities became more complex, including self-awareness, foresight, and other advanced functions. Consciousness and environmental adaptation. The development of consciousness may be closely related to environmental adaptation. In complex or changing environments, organisms with advanced consciousness can better understand their environment and devise complex social and survival strategies. Consciousness allows individuals to learn new skills, learn from experiences, and adapt to new challenges, which could be advantageous in the process of natural selection. Social behavior and the evolution of consciousness. In some species, social interactions may be a key factor driving the development of consciousness. For example, the complex social lives of humans and other advanced primates require intricate communication and cooperation, which may have fostered the development of consciousness. Evolutionary theory also proposes that the development of consciousness may be linked to strategic thinking, deception, and empathy in group living. Adaptive advantages of consciousness. Consciousness provides advantages in processing complex information and making rapid responses. In facing predators, foraging, and social interactions, consciousness may offer more efficient solutions. Consciousness may also be related to innovative capabilities, helping individuals discover new resources, develop new skills, and adapt to new environments. Cross-species studies of consciousness. Studying the consciousness of different species can provide clues about the evolution of consciousness. For example, researching the cognitive abilities of certain birds, marine mammals, and other primates can reveal how consciousness evolved independently in different species. The evolutionary explanation provides a vital perspective on the origins and development of consciousness. It reveals how consciousness became an adaptive feature that helps organisms better adapt to their environment, influencing the development of behavior and cognition. By studying consciousness in various species, we can gain a deeper understanding of its universality and diversity in the natural world. Part 4. Philosophical Exploration. We delve into how philosophers view consciousness, including the nature of consciousness and exploration of the heart problem. We analyze different philosophical schools' understanding and interpretation of consciousness. Philosophical exploration of consciousness involves a series of complex and fundamental questions, including the nature of consciousness, its relationship with the physical world, and the deeper meaning of human self-awareness. The nature of consciousness and the heart problem. One of the most famous philosophical questions about consciousness is the heart problem, which is to explain why and how the brain's physical processes give rise to subjective conscious experiences. This problem highlights the gap between scientific explanations and subjective experiences. Philosophers attempt to explore the nature of consciousness, questioning whether it is purely a physical phenomenon or has some transcendent, independent properties, materialism and dualism. The materialistic viewpoint holds that consciousness can be entirely explained through the brain's physical processes, while dualism views the mind and physical as two separate entities. These perspectives offer different understandings of the nature of consciousness. Other perspectives, such as idealism and panpsychism, propose that consciousness is a fundamental attribute of the universe, with all matter possessing some form of consciousness, self-consciousness, and subjectivity. Philosophical exploration of self-consciousness involves how individuals experience being a separate entity. This includes reflection on the self, thoughts, and experiences, and how these constitute an individual's identity and continuity. The problem of subjectivity explores the personalized and subjective nature of conscious experiences, meaning each person's conscious experience is unique and non-interchangeable. Consciousness, free will, and moral responsibility. Philosophers also explore the relationship between consciousness and free will, and how this relationship affects the concept of moral responsibility. This includes discussions on the existence of free will and its relation to determinism. Consciousness is crucial for understanding individual moral and ethical decisions, affecting how we view responsibility, autonomy, and moral choices. Philosophical exploration of consciousness and existence. Philosophers use the exploration of consciousness to address broader ontological questions, including the meaning of life, the nature of the universe, and humanity's place in it. Philosophical schools like existentialism delve into the significance of consciousness for individual existence, exploring how self-awareness can construct personal life's meaning and purpose. Philosophical exploration of consciousness is not only an inquiry into the deep workings of the human mind, but also an exploration of human existence and the nature of reality. It emphasizes the importance of a deeper understanding of consciousness and prompts us to reflect on the nature of our cognition and experiences. Part 5. Psychological Perspective. We study the role of consciousness in psychology, including how consciousness affects our decision-making, emotions, and memory. We explore the impact of consciousness on individual mental health and interpersonal relationships. From a psychological perspective, an in-depth analysis of consciousness requires exploring its role and impact on individual behavior, cognitive processes, emotional experiences, and mental health. Consciousness and cognitive processes. Psychologists study the relationship between consciousness and various cognitive processes, including attention, memory, thinking, and problem-solving abilities. Consciousness is considered a platform for filtering and processing information, allowing individuals to focus attention, store and retrieve memories, and engage in complex thought. Self-awareness and self-cognition. Self-awareness is an individual's recognition of their own existence and identity. Psychologists explore how individuals construct self-concepts and self-esteem through self-awareness, analyzing how self-awareness affects self-evaluation, emotional regulation, and social behavior. Consciousness and emotional experience. Consciousness plays a vital role in emotional experience. Psychologists study how individuals experience, understand, and express emotions through consciousness. exploring the impact of consciousness on emotional regulation and how it helps individuals identify and cope with emotional conflicts. Consciousness and psychological disorders, researching changes in states of consciousness in psychological disorders, such as alterations in consciousness in schizophrenia, depression, and anxiety disorders. Analyzing how different states of consciousness, such as wakefulness, dreaming, and hypnosis, affect mental health and treatment. The role of consciousness in decision-making. Consciousness is crucial for individual decision-making in moral, social, and everyday life. Psychologists study how consciousness influences the decision-making process, risk assessment, and long-term planning. Exploring the importance of consciousness in moral judgment and ethical decision-making, the relationship between the subconscious and consciousness. Analyzing the dynamic relationship between the subconscious and consciousness. Psychologists research how the subconscious influences conscious behavior and decision-making, investigating the role of dreams and unconscious impulses in individual psychological life. Psychological research on consciousness provides an in-depth understanding of the internal workings of the human mind, revealing the key role of consciousness in individual life. By thoroughly analyzing the impact of consciousness on cognition, emotions, and behavior, we can better understand individual mental health, decision-making, and social interactions. Part 6: Challenges and Frontiers in Consciousness Research. We discuss the challenges faced in consciousness research, including the subjectivity of consciousness and its difficulty to be quantified. We look forward to future directions in consciousness research, including the application of the latest scientific and technological advancements. Consciousness research is a field full of challenges and ongoing progress. An in-depth analysis of this field involves the limitations of research methods, interdisciplinary integration, and the application of cutting-edge science and technology in unraveling the mysteries of consciousness. Limitations of research methods, the subjectivity and unobservability of consciousness are major challenges in research. Since consciousness is an internal and private experience, it is difficult to measure or observe directly using traditional scientific methods. Current scientific technologies, such as functional magnetic resonance, imaging fMRI, and electroencephalography (EEG), can detect brain activity, but still struggle to directly explain the nature of conscious experiences. Interdisciplinary integration. Consciousness research requires the integration of multiple disciplines, knowledge, and methods from neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, and artificial intelligence are being combined to explore the mysteries of consciousness more comprehensively. Each discipline provides different perspectives and approaches, collectively painting a complex picture of consciousness, measurement, and quantification of consciousness. Researchers are working on developing new methods and technologies to quantify and measure consciousness. For example, integrated information theory proposes a mathematical model for quantifying levels of consciousness. Experiments are attempting to identify biological markers of conscious states, such as specific brainwave patterns or brain network activities. Application of cutting-edge technologies. With the advancement of technology, emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning are being applied to simulate and understand consciousness. These technologies may offer new perspectives on how consciousness arises in the brain. Brain-computer interface (BCI) technology is also being used in consciousness research, as well as to assist patients with impaired consciousness in communication and rehabilitation. Neuromechanisms and theoretical developments. Scientists are endeavoring to explore the specific neuromechanisms of consciousness, including which brain regions and networks are crucial for consciousness. Theoretical models are continuously evolving, trying to provide more comprehensive and precise explanations. Theories like global workspace theory and consciousness field theory offer new perspectives to understand consciousness. Dialogue between philosophy and science. Consciousness research requires a dialogue between philosophy and science. Philosophical thinking helps pose deeper questions and hypotheses, while scientific methods can be used to test the validity of these hypotheses. Overall, consciousness research faces numerous challenges, but it is these challenges that inspire innovation and interdisciplinary exploration. With the development of technology and the deepening of theories, our understanding of consciousness will gradually improve, further unveiling the deepest mysteries of the human mind. Summarize current research, results and theories on consciousness, perspectives on future consciousness research, and the impact these studies may have. I hope that through this video, you will gain a deeper understanding of the question, why are humans conscious? If you have more thoughts or questions about this topic, please share them in the comment section. We look forward to interacting with you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.